Servus und willkommen zu unserem Special-Stream. Ich habe es schon angekündigt. Oh, ich sehe gerade, Andrew ist ein bisschen schief. Wir hatten ein paar technische Probleme. Schön, dass ihr da seid. Ihr habt es vielleicht vom letzten Mal mitbekommen. Genau, jetzt kommt Becky, glaube ich, dazu. Oh, jetzt stimmt wieder alles. Welcome back, Becky.
Thank you. Yeah, my computer, I don't know what it did, but it's back now.
Ja, genau. Also wir haben heute einen ganz besonderen Gast wieder hier, und zwar Greg Smith, der Barry spielt. Allerdings kann Barry, also Greg, kann ein bisschen später erst joinen, in ungefähr einer Stunde. Das liegt einfach daran, dass in Australien ist es jetzt 4 oder 5 Uhr nachts. Also es ist wirklich spät und er steht natürlich auf. Und genau, darum müssen wir noch ein bisschen warten. Ich gucke schon mal beim Chat. Was schreibt Patrick? Nachdem es den gleichen Stream schon mal im Mai gab, riecht das schon sehr nach einem Geld-Betteln-Stream für das Crowdfunding. Das ist, Patrick, es ist kein Geld-Betteln. Wir stellen einfach das Projekt nochmal vor. Wir haben Barry hier mit dabei. Es ist eine coole Sache. Und also hier ist niemand genötigt, irgendwie Geld zu spenden. Ne, wir wollen das einfach nur, und selbst wenn ihr es nur weiter erzählt, natürlich freuen wir uns, wenn ihr das ganze Ding supportet. Genau wie ich auch. Aber muss keiner. Aber einfach für die Mundpropaganda ist es halt notwendig, vor allen Dingen, weil wir so kurz vor dem Ziel sind. Und ich werde natürlich eure Fragen weiterleiten, aber jetzt erstmal switche ich auf Englisch. Ich übersetze auch gerne, wenn ihr das im Chat fragt. Genau. Zu Resurrection, a Biohazard Story haben wir hier Andrew, Director and Producer. Welcome, Andrew.
Hallo, wie geht's?
And the first time, Beggy, screenwriter and producer on the project. Hey, Beggy.
Yes, hello. Thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah. So it's very, very close. I mean, when it all started, I was like, I'm not 100% sure, but of course I was hoping. But we have 110,000. I mean, it's in euro here, so it's like $125,000, I think. Right?
Around there. Yeah, like 127K in USD. Yeah.
That's so incredible, really. It just shows the love and the passion from the community, and that people really want to see like another good Resident Evil film or web series. Because we, I mean, Keeper's Diary aside, we didn't have any so far.
Well, there was yours.
Yeah, okay, but that was like 12, 13 years ago, and it was only a couple of scenes. And yeah, of course, we did the intro, but you were there, Andrew. It rained like hell, and we had some problems, but yeah.
Dude, I was ready to fall asleep standing up for that thing.
Oh, yeah. But we had a good time.
Not because it was boring. It's just because we got off the flight and we filmed all night and then into the morning. But it was a fun shoot.
Yeah, and the next morning, I don't know if you remember, we shot that other scene with the special industry actress, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dude, that's what I was. You had me holding the boom pole, and I was like...
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
and when we got home, JJ was like, let's go to Oktoberfest. And I was up for 50 hours to that point, so I was like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. Me and Charlie were just like, have fun. I mean, it's a once in a lifetime thing, but my God, that was the most tired I've ever been.
Yeah, and you also had jet lag.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll have another opportunity to go to Oktoberfest.
Yeah, 100%. We just shoot the next zombie movie there. Zombies at Oktoberfest. That would be something.
There you go.
Zombies in Lederhosen.
Nice.
So, are there any questions in the chat? Habt ihr irgendwelche Fragen im Chat? I'm going to switch between English and German if that's okay for you, just to translate for the others.
How dare you speak your native tongue?
I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, I'm really quiet. Wait, test. Oh, why am I quiet? I shouldn't be quiet. Bin ich wirklich leise? Beatrice, you can hear me, right?
I can, yeah.
I can hear really well. Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, Beatrice was like, I'm really quiet. and you're very loud. That's because they're Americans.
I should turn myself down a little bit because I think
No,
my
it's
settings.
my problem. I turned it too loud. It's okay. I have it here. Okay.
Greg said he'll let me know when he's ready, by the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Is it's better?
He probably gets up super early anyways. I could see him being a super early morning person.
Yeah, work out and do physical stuff, honestly.
Yeah, he told me he has to take 3 showers a day because it's that hot where he lives.
Mm.
Oh.
Probably hot and humid.
Yeah.
There's like so many tropical plants whenever he sends me pictures and stuff.
Yeah, and he was like, sharks aren't the biggest problems. There's so many things that can kill you. And I said, okay.
Yeah. Australia they got spiders that are 5 times the size of normal spiders, and
and then the little ones that can kill you with 1 bite.
Yeah, no thanks.
Ja, also nochmal ganz kurz wegen Greg. Greg, ne, kommt gleich noch. Greg ist nur gerade aufgestanden und deswegen müssen wir noch warten, bis er da ist. Also er müsste jeden Moment kommen. Genau, wenn ihr Fragen habt, dann beantworte ich die gerne. Okay, let me see. So the most asked question is why I'm so quiet. So silent. Okay, no, I shouldn't be. Huh. Okay, Damien Kefe writes, every donation helps make this once-in-a-lifetime project happen. 9 days, people. We need your help. Thank you, Damien. Do you know Damien?
Yes. Damien has been sharing our project like crazy, just everywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you, Damien.
Yeah.
Thank you for the support.
Thank you.
Does his last name start with a K?
Keith.
Oh,
that's it.
Pronounced Keith.
Yeah, I see him posting stuff and he's sharing stuff all the time, so that's super awesome.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Oh.
I thought of a German name and I was like, Kefe, like something. I wasn't sure. Sorry, Damien. Okay.
I'm gonna pour myself another cup of coffee really quick. Give me like 60 seconds.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
Okay.
Okay, we have a lot of people in the chat. We have 132 people watching on YouTube and Twitch. Okay, let me look for questions. So, are you excited, Becky?
I'm extremely excited. If we're able to fund and film this, I promise you'll never see anything quite like this again. This is like a 4-part web series, 1 hour in length. So the Keeper's Diary was about 12 to 13 minutes. This one is like a full hour across 4 episodes. And it's a full-on story. Someone asked in the chat, can we expect to see big spiders or see spiders in general? Not quite spiders, but other sort of animals that you would associate with Resident Evil. We are taking a new approach and we are integrating that with a much larger story with these 4 characters. And it is something very narratively complete. You could expect like a full saga. It's almost like picking up off of the events at the end of Resident Evil Village. Kind of, if you could imagine what happens with Chris's character after the events of Village, that's kind of like what this is partly inspired by, and that's what this is going to explore. So
how long did it take you to write this whole thing?
So it took a very long time. The first draft took about 2 months. I wrote it from the end of December to like the very beginning of January. That was December of 2023 to March of 2024. So that was about 2 months. And then I wrote it another, 20 or so times since then. And that's like to add detail, to improve the story, to make better dialogue, and to adapt to the practicalities of actually filming. So it's been written many, many, many times. And there is just a lot to explore and enjoy. It's a very suspenseful, dramatic script with horrific moments as well, and some claustrophobic tight moments, going through spaces and battling more traditional Resident Evil foes zombie-esque creatures and a lot more as well. So
Yeah.
By the way, just a second, Andrew. Texina, thank you for the resub. Thank you for your support. Just wanted to say that. Yeah, Andrew, sorry.
Yeah, between writing and pre-production, it's been over a year. Well over a year. And
like 18 months. Yeah.
Like 20 plus drafts. Yeah, crazy. Hold on. Greg just messaged me. Let me see what he said.
Oh, okay. So, Greg ist auf dem Weg, wahrscheinlich gerade aufgestanden, sollte jeden Moment da sein. So there was another question. Who will be acting as Jill from Hawker?
Her name is Annie Roig. She is kind of well known in the cosplay community. She did some stuff for whatever the game company is that does Tomb Raider now. She modeled as Lara Croft at some of their like actual events. And we just got to know her for over the last couple of years, and some of the people in our group suggested she send in a audition tape, and she did, and we all liked it. So that's how she got the part.
By the way, Andrew, you look very serious with your tie. On the picture.
With my what?
With your tie. in your
what
suit.
are you guys looking at?
Just
in the
website.
campaign. Okay, yeah. It's my blue steel.
Ooh, you look like a bank manager, or a car salesman. I'm sorry, I'm just making fun.
Oh gosh! All right, let me see if I can. Should I try adding Greg now? Then is that right?
Yeah. Try to add them.
Sure.
Seid ihr
I'm
bereit?
gonna get voice.
Let me. Should I do edit group or invite friends?
Invite friends sounds better, I think. Or I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know. Vielleicht kriegen wir gleich ein paar technische Probleme. Wir gucken. Wir versuchen, Greg hinzuzufügen.
Add. Okay, let's see. See if he can figure it out.
It's ringing. Ich bin zu leise. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, McBrew was asking, did you guys link this in the Discord server? I don't believe we linked it in the row one, but you can feel free to if you would like to.
Yeah, actually, let me share this to the Facebook page.
Hallo Unknown Cultureverse. So, ich habe euch mal den Projektlink reingestellt. Ne, wie gesagt, also wenn ihr das Ganze unterstützen wollt, könnt ihr gerne machen. Es gibt verschiedene Tiers, die man haben kann. Und genau, selbst wenn nicht, shared es einfach über Social Media. Es ist wirklich ein Herzensprojekt und eine gute Sache, alle alten Schauspieler vom klassischen Cast wieder zusammenzubekommen. Und ich werde auch mit dabei sein. Ich bin quasi Regisseur vom B-Team und genau, also werde auch einige Szenen drehen und ich kann euch nur sagen, es wird richtig, richtig dick. So, didn't work?
I don't know, he's typing. Sending me something right now.
Okay.
You know how these older folks are with technology.
Yeah. I have parents, so yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to say old parents, but yeah.
Someone asked in the chat, will we be seeing traditional BOWs in the movie similar to The Hunter in The Keeper's Diary? You will see some traditional and some new, and everything is kind of recontextualized. There is a new bio agent in this town, so and the setting is in a town in northern Mexico called Rosa Enferma, and somehow all of these parties with the 4 OG Resident Evil cast returning are clashing at this location for a particular reason. And so there are a combination of zombie-like creatures and other sort of animal-based BOWs that you'll be seeing.
Hazen, mein Mic ist überhaupt nicht so leise normal. Ich habe das ja schon gefragt. Ich habe ja hier den Ausschlag. Nur mal, dass ihr es seht. Moment, ich zeige euch das mal. Hier, der Ausschlag ist genau hier. Schaut euch das mal an. Das geht schon fast in den roten Bereich rein. Also das ist nicht zu leise. Das ist eigentlich genau richtig. Aber ich glaube, dass das einfach bei verschiedenen Geräten anders wahrgenommen wird. Und ich habe die anderen einfach nur sehr laut gedreht, damit die gut zu verstehen sind. Na, das ist ja nicht normal. Ich habe immer Pegel auf 50, dass quasi 50 die Standardlautstärke ist. Und ja, Sprenger der Ketten sagt auch, es passt. Also ich habe das ja auch schon reingehört bei mir. Das ist ja... Oh, okay. Stars, ja, frage ich. So, Stars wants to know, for what kind of BOW, if it would be real, would you say you would be afraid the most?
Oh, for us?
Sorry?
Like for us, which ones would be would we be afraid of the most?
Yeah, you personally.
Probably the regenerators from RE4.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like their unkillability in some cases, and they never stop coming, and they take so much abuse. I would say those.
That's true. Andrew?
Well, sorry, I'm trying to get Greg
it's okay.
in. What was the question?
Oh, just what BOW you would be afraid the most in real life if it would come after you?
I don't know. Maybe a 10-foot tall tyrant.
I think the liquor would be something I would be afraid of, just because of its look, like on the ceiling, and yeah. But the regenerators, I mean, you just can't kill them.
He's calling me. Oh my gosh, Greg.
Ja, Greg hat ein paar technische Probleme.
Let me try answering. I might have to leave this and come back in.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Also Hazen, der Pegel geht, wenn ich schreie, sogar ins Rote rein. So an der Grenze zum Roten halt. Insofern sollte das eigentlich passen. Also ich habe ja auch selber schon reingehört in den Stream und da war es vollkommen fein. Serial Toxic meinte gerade über Kopfhörer, es ist besser. Vielleicht liegt es daran. Wobei ich habe auch über iPhone getestet, insofern. So Serial Toxic wants to know, Becky, how did you got the idea for the location?
Yes. So the location set in Mexico, which we were actually filming. It looks like we have Barry here.
Yeah.
Hi, Greg.
Sorry to interrupt you, but hey.
Hey, there we go. All right, we got it.
Awesome.
Good to see
But
you.
yeah, the idea for this location, we were actually kind of seeing what could be possible to film around us. And in Andrew's location in Utah, we have a lot of deserts, we have a lot of rocky tunnels and caves. And there are some really neat areas that look like kind of more mysterious or enigmatic regions in Mexico. And we wanted to emulate that. And we wanted to add a little bit of a sort of mysterious, esoteric kind of spin on things. And so this is like a town that never quite kept up with a civilization. And they have very particular beliefs and an opaque history. So we wanted to sort of resemble that with the desert locations of Utah and set it in Mexico. And then story-wise, there are specific implications for the location as well. So
Awesome. So he's here, the man, the legend. Very tired, of course. Greg, thank you for being here. Really, can I get you a coffee or a beer?
Oh, mate, no, Jägermeister.
Oh, okay, the hard stuff. I get it. How are you doing?
Very good. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning here.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this. Really.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's okay, my friend.
Yeah. So, are you looking forward to the project? Are you hyped
Yeah.
to put on the West again?
Yes, very excited. Very excited. Andrew says he has a new vest for me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that, Andrew.
A new vest? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Didn't you say you had a new outfit for me, Andrew?
Oh yeah.
Didn't
Well,
you?
yeah. So we're trying to go for the Revelations 2 look.
I got it. Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about trying out the Barry outfit, but with a twist.
I mean, it makes sense that he wouldn't wear the Stars West for like 30 years. It would be
Right.
dirty, worn down. So yeah.
Yeah, this story, for anyone who's wondering, takes place in 2021, just a few months after the events of Resident Evil Village. So that kind of Barry.
Yeah. And Barry himself has changed, so he should have changed a bit of his clothes. I hope he's changed his underwear after all these years.
No, I'm gonna make you wear the same pair of underwear for 2 weeks straight.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
that's a
that
different
could be,
kind of movie, Andrew.
Well, that could be our good luck charm. That could be our good luck charm if I wear the same underwear.
Yeah.
Übrigens, René, danke dir für die 5,99 Superchat. So, do you have any questions for Barry? Habt ihr irgendwelche Fragen an Barry? Dann ist jetzt die Zeit, sie zu stellen.
I'll answer any question except I won't give you my PIN number.
But you can give it to me, Greg. You can trust me. Texina writes, hi guys, I'm so excited to see you all. I'm very happy that you're on the stream because today is my birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Texina.
Happy birthday.
That's awesome. Und René, da ist nochmal dein Alert. Vielen lieben Dank, mein Lieber.
What is happy birthday in German? Is it
It's
Vielen Dank an deinem Geburtstag?
close. It's alles Gute zum Geburtstag.
Alles gut what? Geburtstag?
Alles Gute
Alles Gute
zum
zum
Geburtstag.
zum Geburtstag. Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Nice.
you can't translate it directly. It's like happy. It's basically happy birthday.
Yeah.
It's more like happy to your birthday. You know, it's just
Yeah.
different. Yeah. So did the Capcom agents really approach you on the streets because you looked like Barry? That's something
That's right.
Hawker wants to
That's
know.
right. I looked like Barry. That's the story. I had quite a red beard in those days as opposed to grey, and my hair was a bit more sandy. And the guy had the picture of Barry they'd drawn, and he was walking around, I think, looking for someone that looked like him. And to be honest, there are probably not too many people looking like Barry in Tokyo in 1996, 95. And I must have stood out in the crowd, and I did look a lot like Barry in the picture. So, yeah, it was just one of those sliding door moments.
And that was in the middle of Tokyo, right?
Well, a town called Roppongi, which, it's Roppongi is like where a gaijin town, which is a foreigner's town. It's the town that has like lots of foreign bars. Like they had the Cavern. They had an imitation Cavern, the Beatles bar, where the Beatles first did the Cavern concerts. They had a Motown bar. They had the Irish bar. It was like where a lot of the gaijins went to, all the foreigners went to catch up with other foreigners, and because there was quite a big expat population in Tokyo, you can well imagine people working as language people, teaching language, people working as actors, whatever. And I just happened to be walking through that town to go visit a friend who was the chief of police, actually. And when the guy came up, I said yes, and then I showed my friend who was the chief of police the card and everything, and he checked it out and gave it the thumbs up, and said it was a bona fide business. So yeah, it was just out of fluke. if I hadn't have been where I was, I might never have been who I am, so to speak.
Right.
Phil Keller says Greg should visit Stuttgart Comic Con with you next time, Andy. Well, I can't announce anything, but I would say you better buy a ticket this year because things might happen. I don't know. I really don't know. Don't ask me. I know nothing.
Oh, well. We have a program called Hogan's Heroes, and that's what Sergeant Schultz used to say. I know nothing.
Yeah, that's true. I know nothing. I see nothing.
I know nothing. That's a good reference.
Yeah. So
I will talk to you later. I'll talk to you later and about Stuttgart. Because it's it's highly possible.
Yeah, possible. All very, very possible. We'll see about that. Yeah, we announce something later down the road, so be patient. Checo wants to know, what is Barry's favorite character in Resident Evil?
Oh, Chris, no. Barry.
Of course.
To be honest, I spent Barry likes Chris because Chris is his mate, and they do things together. Barry likes Chris because he's like the leader and he's the young guy, and he's pretty excitable. So Barry's just likes Chris. He also had a lot of time for Rebecca because they spent a bit of time together in the helicopter and things like that at the end of the first mission. And he got a lot of time for Linda. Or Rebecca.
Yeah.
And Linda in real life. Linda in real life. I'm switching from stage name to personal name. But yeah, fair bit of time for Rebecca changes.
It's early for Greg.
I mean,
it's early.
I do it all the time. It's like, oh, René, danke doch mal für die 5,99 Superchat. Dankeschön. I do it all the time. It's like when I talk to my wife, it's like, Greg, you know.
My wife even calls me Barry these days. Like in real life, I love Eric, but I don't like Wesker.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah, Eric is really a nice guy. First, I was like, I don't know, because you have this picture in your head of Wesker, you know, and then he's a really sweet and nice guy.
Or in real life, Wesker, he's pretty nice.
Yeah.
By the way, thank you so much, Blake. Blake, if you're watching, just actually contributed to the campaign grabbing a Linda signed Rebecca ID card. So we actually have kind of like stars inspired ID cards for each of the returning cast. And Blake grabbed one from Rebecca, signed by Linda. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I just showed here on the screen. You can see it. It's like the ones you can see in the menu of Resident Evil 1 when you have to choose the character.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's pretty cool. Thank you. So Mitch wants to know, how long did the filming of the intro take, and what was the atmosphere like on set?
Okay, the filming, the intro, we actually only filmed we rehearsed for one day or one afternoon and had fittings in costumes and that. And then we shot all the interior stuff, like the introductions for each of us and the inside the helicopter. Charlie remembers a helicopter. I never actually saw a helicopter. I had the inside of a helicopter in the in a building, and I did a lot of filming in there with Rebecca, and there was some doors, and we filmed them in the like this big warehouse kind of building. It was very dark, and we did that over one day. But my actual time being filmed would probably be no more than 2 hours, 2.5 hours during that day. But they kept bringing us in and out, giving us cups of tea and whatever, oolong tea in cans and sushi, and then coming back again. So that was one day. and it went from say about 9 o'clock in the morning till about 5 in the afternoon, and then all the outdoor scenes were done between. We kind of met at about 4 or something in the afternoon. I have to check my diary. Met about 4 in the afternoon. They took us to this met us at a railway station. That's all you do in Japan. You catch a train somewhere and they meet you at the railway station because it was easier. So the guy met me at the railway station. They put us in a car, took us to this area, and they had these RVs set up like I suppose like they do on movie sets, where it had all the stuff to do your makeup and that. And they started putting makeup on us and getting us ready and giving us more tea and I suppose sugar things to keep us awake. And they filmed all night. And I remember we were doing quite a bit of filming. We were outside a lot as a group, and we filmed all night till the sun rose because it was a night shoot. So it was all done in one night in a dry creek riverbed with lots of big grass around us. That's why there's the grass and smoke machines and these lights and all those things. So yeah, just 2 days worth of filming in total, but one was all day and one was all night. And yeah, what it was like was a little bit of complete and utter confusion might be the word, because the most of the directors and a lot of people doing the controlling it all didn't speak English very well, and I didn't speak Japanese very well. Lucky Charlie was there because he was very fluent in Japanese, and the directions were coming in secondhand by Charlie or someone else from the director most of the time, and all the time. So when they said look confused and look up, we were confused because we had no idea what we were doing. They really kept it quiet. We had no idea what it was about. We had an idea we were making a video game. They wouldn't even tell us the name of the game because at the time it was really top secret stuff. It was cutting edge in 1995, and I don't think Capcom wanted anyone else to steal their ideas or the technology they developed at the time. So it was all very, very needs to know basis. Like, what are we doing? No, just do it, and we'll tell you if you're doing it right. And I remember one of the best memories. It was good fun. We were all dressed up and we were pristine. Like, our t-shirts were white. My t-shirt was white. My vest was spotlessly clean. And I'd just come out of a photo shoot for a Happy Barry who hadn't done anything yet. And I remember Charlie saying, "Hey, we're supposed to look like we've been in a mission and been killing zombies. We should look dirty." So then they said, "Oh, good idea, roll in the dirt." So I remember all of us are rolling over and over in the dirt in the riverbed, kind of putting bit of dirt and mud on us and trying to look like we've been through the wars, so to speak, killing zombies. That was I still remember that, rolling around in the mud, going, or the dirt, going, "This is fun, yeah, let's roll some more. Let's put some dirt on Charlie. Let's give Wester a hard time." And that was really a lot of fun because I know it was pretty serious for the guys filming it, but for us it was just so much fun. Yeah, that was one of the memories. And the other one, there were real dogs there. No, I'm not hallucinating this. Charlie, he said he can't remember the dogs, I think, but there were real dogs there. They had 2 Doberman dogs, not the robotic ones you see in the pictures and that. No, 2 Dobermans, and they were super friendly dogs. And but they put these things in their mouth and made them look really snarly and horrible. And they were chasing me at one stage. I had to run, and the dogs were chasing me. And when they caught me, they licked me to death. They're really lovely dogs, but they look really vicious. That was something I remember.
Yeah, I probably it was too hard in that short amount of time to work with real dogs, and then but they had it for backup or whatever reasons, and then they switched to the animatronics.
Yeah.
So I could imagine, yeah. Everything you said plays a little bit in the question that René asked. How does it feel after so many years to discover that you became like a legend in that franchise?
Legend's a bit scary, but it's absolutely fantastic. I've just been blessed. It was just something like that to happen in your life. I put it in the memory bank. Yeah, I did it. And I still hadn't the rest. It was in June or July. I'll have to drag out my old somewhere. When we moved, I remember seeing the diary from Japan because I kept a really comprehensive diary of my year in Japan, and even down to what we did, that where we went for dinner and things like that. So I kept a really I'll really have to go and check it out. It was in the summertime, and it must have been July, I think, and it was just I put in the memory. I did it. Yeah, I did it. Put in the memory bank. Did a couple of other things over there, TV shows, as a soapy kind of TV show, and just as walking characters, and kind of forgot about it. I knew I did it, but I went back and did other things in my life, and then to have it happen in about 2017 for the things to someone to find me and then start rolling along. It's great fun, and to be honest, to be an old guy, and let's face it, I am old, to be an old guy and enjoying all this time, it's just so good. It's given me a new lease of life. It's given me something to do in retirement, and I'm really, really having a great time. It was like I've been blessed. Someone's come in and said, "You're Barry," and I went, "Yay, I'm Barry, and I'll stay Barry. I'll do it forever." I could see Barry in a walking frame going, "I'll get you, zombie."
So there's an interesting question from Eugene, I think, for all of you, for you, Greg, and especially Andrew, I think. Do you have contact to Capcom, and do you know if Capcom is okay with the project that you're doing those kind of films?
I don't think any of us do.
No.
And they have not contacted us yet. They contacted us day one on Keeper's Diary when we launched that campaign, and we were just chatting back and forth, and they decided not to shut us down as long as we're making ourselves separate from them and not, doing anything malicious with the funds from the crowdfunding. Once we explained to them it's all to help production costs and stuff, they just didn't see any need to shut it down. But this one, I have not heard from them at all. So
yeah,
I know JJ with the Resident Evil is part of their partnership program or something like that. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
But it's also I'm not sure if that actually has to do with it directly. It's more so just certain fan projects, if they play within certain parameters, usually they're okay. So the Keeper's Diary and this one are playing within pretty much the same parameters of not for profit. Everything raised goes to the making of the film, and nothing is kept after. So everything is on that like kind of limited time. Raise funds for the film, and all of the dollars go to the making of the best possible product on the screen. So
maybe they just understand kind of how we work now, and they see that we're playing by the rules, and I don't know, maybe.
It's called Resurrection and Resident Evil fan series, which makes it clear that it's not like an official project or anything. So I think that is also very important. And but I think it's pretty safe. I don't think they will shut it down. And
I've only had one dealing with. I met a fellow from Capcom at in Milwaukee in 23. Well, no, 24. What are we in this year? 25. Yeah, 24. 224. And he didn't seem to mind at all anything. He seemed pretty excited about it all, that something else was happening. And he was pretty nice guy, actually, Brandon. I still keep in contact with him, and nice guy.
And he works for Capcom?
Yep, works for Capcom.
You say? Or...
I'm sure they...
He's based in the States. He's based in the States, and a really, really, really nice guy, because I asked him a couple of things could I do it? He went, no problems at all. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, we have another Resident Evil character in the chat. Benson Mokhtar is here. Carlos Oliveira from Resident Evil 3
Hello.
Remake. Hey, how are you doing, Benson? He's like, Andy asked him if he's on a seafood diet, like Jill.
Oh no, not you guys.
Oh, my man.
Yeah. Greg, that was a joke that Benson and Charlie had on set when we reshot the intro.
Oh, okay.
And it was like, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. So yeah, it was not bad.
Well,
but
he never heard that joke before. So, Greg, Benson is so in the newer games they take actors and they scan their face and they put them in the game as the character.
Yeah.
He was one of the characters, and I think he lives in France or something, right?
now in Germany. I think he moved to Germany. I'm not sure, Benson. You're still here, right? I think.
So he was visiting us when we went to Germany a couple of years ago, and we were in the grocery store, and he's never heard this joke before. And I'm standing next to him. We're like next to the seafood, right?
Mm.
And I look at him. I go, "Oh man, I'm hungry, but I'm on a seafood diet." And he's like, "Seafood? Why just seafood? I don't understand." And I go, "I see it. I eat it."
I didn't know that was you. I thought it was Charlie.
Well, he said it later because he liked the joke so much, and that's why they did that. But he's never heard that joke before. He was laughing so hard.
It's not like an Australian. I thought that was an Australian joke. We use that all the time on a seafood diet. Seafood, and I eat it.
Yeah. Oh, Benson. I miss Benson.
Yeah. Benson is going to join us at Comic-Con, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
So, yeah. Maybe.
Which one's that? Comic-Con in Stuttgart.
Yeah, the one in Stuttgart. He's going to be there too.
Oh, I've heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Stuttgart even is. That sounds. Maybe you can come too, Andrew or Becky.
I wish.
Maybe.
Would be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. Let's talk about it later. It's nothing we can announce yet, so we'll see about it. So Palion has another question for all of us. I want to know, what was your first encounter with horror, how you define the perfect kind of horror, and which horror film is the most important for you or has influenced you? That's an interesting question.
I'm scared
That's a
of
cool
horror.
question.
I get scared of horror. I can't watch them. They scare me too much.
You Burry Burton.
Oh. I know, but I get scared of zombies and things like that on TV. I was an only child. I had to sit and watch it by myself, and I got too scared when I was a kid, so I never got into the genre. Jaws scared me. Everything scares me.
Jaws scared you?
Even when the guy's head dropped through the Jaws, 'cause in Australia, we swim a lot in the ocean, and Jaws scared the daylights out of me because
That's true.
That's
I
fair.
was water skiing in an ocean lake, and after Jaws came out, and I was skiing, and I fell off the skis, and I was sitting in the middle of this lake, in the middle of nowhere, and all I could hear was da 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 da. In my head, all I could hear was the Jaws theme as I'm standing there with my legs in the water and my head out of the water, thinking, the shark's going to come up and grab me from underneath. I know it. I was so scared of Jaws. You have to be in Australia to know what Jaws did to people in the water. It scared the daylights out of us. And same with snake movies. That snake movie, Anaconda or something, scared me because in Australia we have snakes as well. So we have everything in Australia that can kill you.
Literally. Literally.
Our snakes, spiders, and everything else. Yeah, it's not that we see that many of them, but they usually, they can kill you. So anything to do with snakes, sharks, yeah, kind of scares me.
So
It's pretty ironic, like Resident Evil 1, like all the big scary animals and snakes, sharks, spiders. We got all of them. And then Australia is like the real thing.
Dogs don't scare me too much in Resident Evil 1, but yeah, if they'd had a shark in Resident Evil 1, I would have been out of there, I tell you.
So what about you, Baggy? What's your perfect horror movie? What scares you the most?
I like the folk horror genre probably above all of the other ones. So some of my favorites and the ones that have influenced me the most are The Wicker Man from 1973 with
movie.
Christopher Lee and Midsommar. I love the folk horror genre. I also love a lot of foreign horror films. So I love
Midsommar.
Korean horror, Japanese horror. Noroi the Curse is one of my favorite movies ever. And I guess when I was younger, like the first like contact with horror, the one that like really scared me, and I had to take years to even sit down to actually decide to watch it because I kept like stopping the movie, was The Exorcist, the original. And that one, just like the opening chords, I remember when my brother was watching it, just the opening chords of the movie during the first sequence where it's doing like a quick flash of like the statues, like the excavation site and such.
Yeah.
That was just like too much. So it took me a long time to actually sit down and watch it. So I would say those are a few.
What about you, Andrew?
My favorite horror movie is probably The Shining. But there's so many more. I also like Midsommar. I also like the original Wicker Man. I'm like a lot of John Carpenter. I like a lot of Kubrick stuff. A lot of the old Romero films. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of these in a long time, but some of my favorite horror movies, I try not to make a habit of rewatching because I just don't want them to wear out in my mind, you know. So, but yeah, all the classic, the original Exorcist, the original Omen. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
did
of
watch
course.
The Omen.
Sorry, Greg.
I did watch The Omen, yeah.
Yeah. Was
They made a lot at one stage. They did the Amityville horror. At one stage there was a big horror thing from Hollywood and everything. Like there was a lot of horror movies, kind of Exorcist, Omen, those kind of devil things made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre too was pretty good.
Oh yeah, all the classics are just great. Not all of them, but most of them are just great. If I had to choose one movie, it would be The Thing, because I mean, first the practical effects are amazing, and but the paranoia that goes on, that's something so relatable, and I would even say, especially nowadays, it really hits a nerve, and I just can watch it over and over again, and I really love. I mean, John Carpenter in general, he's just the greatest. The first Halloween movie, I think it's fantastic. I mean, okay, the acting is a little bit wooden, and but I mean, aside from Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, but the rest of the cast, but still, They Live, also great.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you talk about The Thing, I'm thinking of the one made in the 50s. They made a Thing originally.
Yeah, that's a remake.
I was thinking of the one made in the 50s, which was very basic. I remember seeing that as a kid,
I think that in Halloween 1, they're watching the original Thing on TV.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I remember the last scene where they freeze it on a skating ring, I think. And then they've got the big lights on doing the interviews, and the lights start to melt it, and it's starting to come back to life in the last scene. That's my very deep.
Of the original?
Yeah, the original, the very original Thing.
I don't know if I've ever seen the original, to be honest.
It was a blobby thing from memory, and they froze it on a ice skating rink. And
interesting.
And it's solid then, right? And they're interviewing the police chief, or someone, and they've got the big TV light, big lights on to to light him up so they can actually do the filming, and
it melts the ice.
The thing starts to come back to life as it finishes. So there was room for a sequel there. I don't know if they ever made it, but they'd left room for a sequel.
Yeah, I've actually never seen. Have you guys seen the original?
The original what?
You're too young. You're too young, guys.
I've seen it once.
I mean, I know what it is. I just never got around to watching it.
Yeah, I've seen it once, but that was like 20 years, or even I think I was still a kid, like 30 years ago. So I have very vague memories. I should watch it again.
I
Are you
should watch
talking
it.
about The Exorcist?
No, The Thing.
The Thing.
Oh, The Thing.
Yeah.
I think I saw The Thing probably, 60 years ago. So,
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what the German title is for The Thing?
What?
Das Dinger.
Das Ding aus einer anderen Welt. So like the thing from another world.
From the underworld.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I prefer shorter titles.
yeah.
Das Boot.
Das Booty. Super Freund, leider nein. Ich habe nur Platz für 3 Kameras hier, sonst ist es ein bisschen problematisch. Es tut mir leid dafür. Checo means The Exorcist is an all-time classic. I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
And let's see. Greg, do you own a 357 Colt Python? Do you own any weapons?
In Australia.
Yeah.
In Australia, it is in Australia, our gun laws are very, very, very strict. And I was actually talking to a policeman the other day about it, and he's taking me out shooting with the police range, but that's about the only way you can do it here. No, guns in Australia, especially handguns, are just about impossible to own unless you're part of a very small group of police or whatever. I do have I haven't seen it yet. My friend John Pike, or Johnny Cass, the wrestler,
Oh, yeah.
in America, he's organised and had a Colt Python replica made for me by his friend who has this fantastic 3D printer. And I haven't seen it yet. I don't know how I'm going to get it into Australia without getting arrested. But yeah, I've got one made, but it's only a dummy.
But if it's not real, it shouldn't be a problem, right?
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem, but they do have a thing on replicas even in Australia. If it's too replica, they get upset. It's just our life, it's our rules, and it does stop a lot of. We don't have many shootings or anything like that. There's guns just never seen. You just don't see them in Australia.
Yeah, that's kind of funny because you have so many dangerous animals where I would feel the need to defend myself.
Farmers, there's not like too many sharks that come down the main street and attack you. Not
That's
too many
true.
snakes in the main street. You might get a kangaroo bouncing down the main street, but
It's the kangaroos that'll get you.
yeah, a kangaroo bounced past our house the other day, and it's reasonably populated. No, it's not like there are vicious animals trying to get you in the main street. And farmers can have guns, but with all these rules, you can't have pump action shotguns, you can't have automatic rifles. I don't think you can ever have semi-automatic. There are certain people allowed to have them, like farmers and that, to kill something like a snake with a shotgun. But then most of our snakes, believe it or not, our most poisonous snakes are protected by the government. They're protected, so you're not allowed to kill them unless they're actually killing you. Like when I was at a school, I had to kill one because it was in the playground, and it was a very, very poisonous snake, a brown snake, which will kill you in about half an hour. And there were kids, so I had to put the snake down with a shovel. But technically, you're not supposed to kill snakes in Australia. They're protected animals. You're not supposed. You can You can kill kangaroos. We actually cull them. We shoot kangaroos and eat the meat, and dog food and things like that. But sharks are protected animals. Only kill them if they have to. Crocodiles are even protected animals these days. They don't kill crocodiles unless they're actually being a bit of a nuisance in a tourist area. Yeah, we protect our most dangerous animals. Good. You can't kill him.
So, just a second. Thank you, René, for the 249 super chat. And I'm just going to read this in German because it's a message for everyone in German. He's looking for someone for an event. Genau, der René sucht Leute, die mit ihm zusammen aufs Fierce Real Life Zombie Event gehen, vom 4. bis 6. Juli. Anka und ich werden da auch übrigens da sein. Genau, darum haut ihn gerne mal an. Er hat nämlich da ein Vierer-Squad-Ticket gewonnen und ich glaube, er braucht doch eine Person, glaube ich, René, oder? Genau, wollte ich nur noch mal gesagt haben. Und gleich auch Danke an EMT. Dankeschön für die 10 Euro Superchat. And here's a question. He writes, I want to thank the entire cast of the original Resident Evil. My brother and I still say the best line in the Resident Evil universe, blood. I hope it's not Chris's blood. Thanks, Barry.
Yeah. I love that one.
Classic.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah, but
And the Jill sandwich is a classic.
that's true. I think almost all Barry lines, right? I mean, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I have this.
I have a weapon. It's really powerful, especially against living things.
Oh, jeez. I love it.
So, do you have any more questions? Habt ihr noch irgendwelche Fragen? Haut sie raus. Ihr könnt sie auch auf Deutsch raushauen und dann... Oh, wait. Evil Alex has something. Did Capcom say what horror films Resident Evil was inspired by or tried to emulate? Did they mention anything to you, Greg?
No, not at all. As I said, it was very hush-hush. We were told as much as we needed to know and nothing more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you remember seeing Shinji Mikami at all?
I do remember Shinji Mikami. I remember him. He doesn't look much different now to what he did then, only a bit younger.
Yeah.
He was there, and yeah, he was kind of bouncing around, giving directions, etc., in Japanese because he doesn't speak English. And then there was someone interpreting his directions to us, which then it made for us being a little bit, what are we doing kind of thing. And we had no idea. It was just fun. It was just the best night ever. It was one of those nights where you went, oh, that went all night. I should be tired, but it was so much fun. You didn't care. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I remember driving home the next morning. Yeah, I remember I got one of the directors, it wasn't Shinji because he could speak English really well. He drove me home and he had a pretty flash car. He had a Nissan 300ZX or something, like one of those pretty smart Nissan cars. And he instead of getting a taxi, he goes, I'll drive you home. So he drove me, I don't know, everyone said a long drive in Tokyo somewhere. I lived on the outskirts, about 22 kilometres out of Tokyo, and he drove me home. And yeah, I remember it had a TV in the car and everything. So every time you stopped, the TV would come on. It wouldn't come on while you were driving to take your attention away. So every time I stopped, we're watching highlights of the sumo wrestling on the way home. And he was into sumo and so was I, so it was good fun.
TV in your car in the 90s. All right.
Yeah, in the 90s, that was pretty big in Japan. Like, and a little TV and in the dashboard. And it only worked though when the car was stopped. So every time you stopped at the lights or stopped in traffic, the TV would come on. As soon as the car rolled, the TV would click off. But no, it was good.
So there's another question from Palion. What is the crew's opinion on analog filming and practical effects?
I love it.
What's that?
I wish we still did that.
Yes. Do you remember, Greg, what they filmed the intro on? So was it like, I would imagine it would have been 16 millimeter, like analog film?
I don't know. I don't know if it was on video or what. I wished I'd paid more attention to it, to be honest. I wished I'd paid a lot more attention to those things. I know in 1996 it would have been the state-of-the-art equipment because they had everything in Japan in those days. Their electronics were like probably 5 years ahead of Australia at that time. I might be a bit exaggerating, but they had things we never ever saw in Australia in electronics. There's a whole city there called, or a part of Tokyo called Akihabara. It's like Electric City. And you go there and some things that might never ever happen are for sale there. It was really interesting in electronics. It seemed to be where all the cutting edge electronic things for the next 5 years were being sold in Japan already. I remember in Japan they had things that never really came to Australia, like little MIDI discs, like where you could, like, these days everything for music and that is just on your telephone or Spotify, whatever. I'm an old guy, I still use Spotify. I don't know if there's anything better. But in those days, there was none of that. And the cutting edge stuff was like having cassettes were still in. And its CD player was, whoa. And they had these other things called MIDI CDs, little tiny squares, which could hold music and players and that, which never ever came to Australia. And they had all these interesting things electronic-wise. So I can imagine my daughter did an acting show for Toshiba, and she was pretty happy. She made like $2,000 American in one day, and when you're about 15, $2,000 for a day's work is good money. And she went off to Akihabara and bought these electrical stuff, and like it was a cassette player, CD player, dual cassettes, and she was wrapped, and it never ever came to Australia. The stuff she bought never ever came to Australia. Maybe we're too small a market. So I imagine it would have been, cutting to the chase, it would have been cutting edge stuff because Japan was right into technology in those days, and it was like the world leaders, I think.
Yeah. Andrew, do you know if they shot it on film or nothing?
I don't.
Known about it?
Yeah, my guess would be they shot it on some tape, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was tape from memory. I remember it could have been pneumatic. You know, the pneumatic videos, they looked like a VHS, only they were like on steroids. They were really big, and it had a much thicker tape. And I think it gives you a much clearer picture. Yeah. It could have been on pneumatic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not VHS, but it doesn't really look like film either. So
it could have been. Maybe it was 16 millimeter and then downsized for the game. Yeah. Maybe I don't know.
Andrew, have you heard of pneumatic, Andrew? Or was that
pneumatic tape.
Pneumatic, and what they did, they looked a bit like a VHS, but they were bigger, and the tape was like twice as wide.
I know. Yeah, I've seen this before. Yeah.
They used to use them professionally a lot because they had a much higher quality taping, and then you could So I'm pretty sure.
Did you see them Did you see them changing out the cartridges on the camera when you were filming?
I did. Like, it was a very It was one day in my life of my 69 years. So you got to. I'm zeroing in on something, and I'm pretty sure there might have been pneumatic cartridges.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Yeah, I mean,
it would make sense.
Yeah.
But pneumatic was the go-to in those days for a lot of filming. Because I know in another world, in Australia, we did. My friend and I did kids' movies. We made movies. We actually directed them. I was Cecil B. Smith, and he was John Spielberg Simmons, and we did a lot of kids' movies. Our kids wrote them and we directed them. We got them on TV in Australia, and I know we did all that on pneumatic because that was the best we could get to do it on at the time.
Yeah.
Here's a big shout out to Greg. It's Jean-Pierre here. What a legend! Do you know Jean-Pierre?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I just said he's getting a He was talking the other day, and I said, mate, I'll send you a photo. It's in the mail today. How you going, mate?
And Fanny, danke für die 5 Euro Superchat. My favorite Barry line is still the master of unlocking. What when he gives Jill the lockpick?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great line.
Master
All Barry
of
lines are
unlocking.
great. Sorry?
Yeah, but I didn't get I didn't get to say them.
I know.
I didn't get to say them.
Yeah,
but I love them.
Of course, people they think about you when they hear those lines. But yeah, you didn't voice Barry.
No, I got to
just
say
played the
them.
part.
They did take a copy of my voice saying them, but they didn't want them. They got someone else.
Did? I didn't know that. They recorded something?
Yeah, they recorded. I have these lines I had to say, but never used them.
And an Australian Barry, that would be awesome.
Yeah, g'day, mate. How you going? I'm going to shoot you if you don't move. Hover, I like you, but I'm still going to kill you.
So let's...
Truth, mate. That's a pretty crook-looking zombie, I tell you.
Philippe Doho says, "Hey, why does Barry looks the same like 30 years ago?" That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I wish the beard was red still, but that was what amazed me. When Andrew took the gamble and got Eric, and I'll be forever thankful to Andrew for that, grateful to him. He's such a he sticks his neck out. He does. And Andrew, when he contacted me and got me to go to Utah, and I love Andrew. In a nice way, not too loved. I love Andrew.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, thank you to Andreas. Andreas just grabbed a Blu-ray physical copy of Resurrection, contributing to the campaign. So for those of you that don't know, if you grab the Blu-ray physical release perk from this Resurrection page, you also get the Keeper's Diary or previous short film on the same disc. So it's like a double combo. And it's only able to be available for the period of this campaign because we aren't able to charge for it. So it's on a not-for-profit basis that we're able to offer that. Thank you, Andreas.
Yeah, I want to go with you over all the perks and everything just in a second. I just want to read out one more message because it's from Ertan. And he says to Greg, could you do a shout out to my little brother Erkan? He's been a big fan of yours since the Resident Evil 1 intro. It's the best that you introduce yourself as Burry Burton. Could you do something to say hello to Erkan?
Archon, is it?
Yeah, Erkan.
Archon. Now?
Sure.
Yeah. Hello, Archon. This is Burry Burton here, and I hope you don't become an Archon sandwich.
That was great. Thank you, Greg.
Well said.
Well said. Okay, and Vivi, danke dir für die 10 Euro Superchat, mein Lieber. Vielen lieben Dank für den Support. Okay, I think we should take a look at what perks are available. I
just want to say one thing before you get into your perks. I just want to say, yes, I love Andrew, and there is a picture of me in bed with him, but it was purely platonic.
Sure.
Yes, that has been circulating. That is like probably my favorite picture of you two together to this day.
Yeah, it was. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that time.
I think I was feeling sick and you were just trying to cheer me up or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just there. You never know what Barry's going to do. Barry is just a spontaneous kind of guy. Like, yeah.
That should be the slogan for the movie. You never know what Barry's going to do.
Barry, is that your magnum? Or are you just happy to see me?
I might have to go soon, guys, because it's getting close to my gym time, because Barry has to keep himself happy and and healthy. You can see that my dog's telling me it's time to get up, Daddy.
Oh,
That's Sydney.
Sydney,
Yeah.
the dog
going.
that ate his homework.
Yeah, the dog that ate the script. Yes, Sid has notoriety. He ate the first script that Addie sent me, and I had to send pictures of it back. He liked it. He digested the script well.
Actually, I'm sure he did.
so
That's
you have to go now, right, Greg?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can answer a couple more questions, and then anything else before I go? Oh, I've got probably 10 minutes.
Okay, great. So first, Damien, thank you for the $5 super chat. My favorite line from Barry is the secret line. Hey, you, stop! Run, Jill, he's insane! Also, Greg is 100% true blue of a person. Thanks, Greg. And yeah, do we have any more questions for Greg? Because he only 7 minutes. That's all
I'll be
I
right
have
back.
to play with you.
The coffee's running through me. I'll be right back in like 2
Okay.
seconds.
Okay. Let's see. Do we have any more questions?
Mrs. Barry's give me the wind up.
Oh,
Barry kills zombies, but he listens to his wife.
Senior Ricketts wants to know, do you have any pictures or videos from back then from the shoot? I mean, it was
No,
1996 or even 95, so there were no smartphones around, so that's...
No smartphones, and they were very, very strict. No cameras, no anything. They wouldn't even let me keep. I have had some made up, and I do give them out to very special people. And I know that one of the people in this interview, on this talk, has it. They had the Barry dog tag, that military dog tag, and I was wearing that, and they wouldn't even let me keep that as a gift at the end of it, because Charlie was into getting souvenirs, and he was trying to get a souvenir off them, off the producers, etc., to keep as a memento. And I'm there going, can I have the have the omiyagi in Japan means like the gift, and could I have the dog tag? And they wouldn't let me keep a dog tag even. Wasn't allowed, no filming, no anything. Couldn't keep anything at all from the... I don't know what they did with all our costumes, probably put them in a dumpster. And the Barry Burton dog tag.
It's in the basement in Osaka. I know that. They have one big room where they keep all the costumes in lockers, and it's rotting there. So yeah.
I'd love to go back there and wear the original Barry Burton clothes. That would be such a hoot.
That would be so great. I mean, maybe you never know. Maybe Capcom will approach you and the others for the 30th anniversary. You know,
Man, they would have done
thing.
that already.
I don't know.
They should have done that.
Maybe they will do it later that year. You never know.
I feel like they've known about these guys for the last 3 years now, and they've decided not to do anything. They don't even share social media posts about them.
No.
Yeah, I know it's... Well, let's try to be optimistic and be mad about it later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another question from... wait a second. I missed it. Oh, yeah, for Greg. From Freaky Deek. Have you been approached to appear in other productions for TV or movies yet?
No. Never. I was, apart from the odd one I did in Japan, no, never. Yeah. In Australia, I'm better known overseas than in Australia. I've done some Comic-Cons in Australia events, and I might get 10 people, 20 people turn up who know who Barry Burton is, where you go to America and you get 200 people turn up. Japan, Europe, I imagine Europe, if I ever get the opportunity to go to Europe, I imagine there's from what I do in communicating with fans and touching base with fans. I'm much better known outside of Australia.
Yeah, I'm sure if you would be ever here, then there would be a lot of people wanting to meet you, having pictures with you, and yeah, 100%. Another question from Eugene: do you play video games, or what are your hobbies? If not,
look, not a big video game. When my kids were little, we had a couple. I don't know what we had, Nintendo, I think, or something, and used to play the skiing game. I used to have one on motorbike racing. I was only into those kind of games. Look, I spend a lot of my time these days just riding my motorbike, working for charity. Barry's a big charity worker. I've just got the highest award in Lions Club yesterday which I felt very proud of. Barry's a community-minded guy, or I am, and right into helping my local community. And I just got the highest award in Lions, a diamond badge and everything. So pretty excited about that. I do a lot in the community. I don't work for money these days. I gave up working full time, and now I just give my time to the local community where I live with Sight. I do a lot of work with Sight with school children. We go and test children's eyes and find children who have 10% of the children in Australia have eye problem issues, and we find those early and then send them off to do special tests and tell them to go visit an optometrist and get their eyes checked because we found some abnormality. I do other things within the community, within our local, I'm not directly involved, but the local domestic violence group. And we're also involved in tourism in my area, welcoming people to our town. We get 100 cruise ships a year, approximately 30,000 people visit, 40,000 people visit my city every year, and we welcome them. So I'm really involved in the community. I do lots and lots in the local community, and apart from my garden, Barry's turned into a gardener. I spend time in my garden, and then if I ever get the odd chance to visit a country and sign autographs, I jump at it because it's like a whole different world for me. And to be honest, I love the fans. I have so much fun with the fans. Andrew will tell you, I'm like a big kid. I must admit, come the end of a Comic-Con, I'm absolutely wasted. I am so tired because I just give it 100% energy all the time until I never go to bed of a night and collapse and wake up the next morning, have a cup of coffee, have a bit of brekkie, put Barry on, and I turn into Barry, and I give people Barry sandwiches. If you ever see me, I'll give you a Barry sandwich. Andrew's had a Barry sandwich.
I had one.
Haven't you, Andrew?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Have I given you one, Andros? Have I given you a Barry sandwich?
You gave me one. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
How could I forget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've given that.
I think I have even a picture of it.
Yeah, I don't think I gave Addie a Barry sandwich because she was really cute and I didn't want to scare her.
So wait, there was Freaky Deek. He says Europe will turn nuts to meet the original Barry, and I couldn't agree more. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So Greg,
I tell him to stay tuned, watch this channel because it's it's Barry's working on it. He's getting excited.
Yeah, thank you for your time and for being here and to be excited as we are for this project. And all I can say thank you, Greg.
It's hard being so far away, but look, I'll be there. I just love Andrew. I'd go anywhere for Andrew.
Thank you.
And the rest of the team. I know I met some beautiful, really lovely people in the team. And I just like hanging with. I like hanging with Charlie and Eric. They're good people. Linda. That was the thing that amazed me. We all got together, and it was like first time I got together with Charlie and Eric. Within about an hour, it wasn't Andrew. It was like we'd never been apart. We were just bounced off each other so well. And the other thing, we all look pretty good. I expected one of us to come in looking like the Michelin Man, like the real chubby guy. I thought, well, when we first do it, I wonder who's let themselves go, because there's always, you go back to a school reunion and there's a guy who was a little weedy guy. Next thing he's looks like the Michelin Man, or he looks like he's been eating Krispy Kreme donuts all his life. And you went in and Charlie looks nearly identical. Eric looks fantastic, and I'm not too bad for an old guy. And then Linda turns up and goes, whoa, what happened to us? None of us followed the script. We all stayed fit and healthy. Something.
Yeah, you all look great. That's because of the T virus. You age slower.
Yeah, I think so. So lucky. That's so lucky. That's all I can say is I am so lucky that I was where I was when I was. Because, how many guys get to retire from their job and then get to go dress up as Barry Burton and go to Comic-Cons, put people in Barry Burton headlocks, have a great time, chat, meet fans. Like when Susie came all the way from Germany to meet us when we were in Portland, Oregon last year. Just have that, and then to have JJ, Andrew, and a lot of the crew there in Portland, Oregon was so much fun. Just so good.
Why do I not remember this person?
Who's that?
What?
Susie, yeah, she came across. She said, if I ever make it to Germany, her and her husband want to put me up. Actually, Susie, she dressed as Jill Valentine. She was
in Portland?
Yeah, she was in Portland. She came all the way from Germany. And tall girl, and she had two friends from New York, and they all caught up with each other, and Susie's actually. I'm going to this in August before we get to Utah. I'll need a bit of coffee when I hit Utah, because I'll be flying home from Athens, and I'll have half a day at home, a full day at home, then the next day I head off to America. But Susie's joining me in Athens. Her and her husband are coming down to Athens because I'm meeting the Hellenic Resident Evil group in Athens. We're having dinner, and we're having they're organising a local souvlaki restaurant with Uzo, and we're meeting up with the Hellenic Resident Evil group in August in Athens. And Susie's coming down to meet. Susie and her husband are coming down to Athens as well in August. So all these great little adventures, side trips are good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, Greg, I assume you have to go now, right? I mean, I don't. You can stay. I just don't want to,
Yeah, no, I'd love to stay longer, but I've got to go and go to the gym, because I kind of Barry still goes to the gym. He actually been putting up photos of him exercising the last couple of, in the first Barry Burton. You see me doing exercises this week. We had a bit of a, what do you call it? Like, it was one of those things where you had to move every 5 minutes, and you had to, every minute, you had to carry buckets of water over hills. It was like a torture trail. And Barry did it slowly because he's so much older than the rest, but he still keeps going. So I've got to keep going to the gym. And this morning we've got a pump class this morning in another hour's time. So I've got to get there and do a pump class. And if I don't go, the dog gets upset because he goes to the gym as well and watches. He's a bit of a gym junkie as well. So I've got to go. I'm sorry. I really would love to talk longer. Any final questions? Anything final?
Anything final? Your last chance. I mean, not your last chance, but for the stream.
For this stream, last chance.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. It takes like a couple of seconds because it's delayed, but
just remember too that all the merch that Andrew's got that's got Barry on it should have Barry's signature on it, shouldn't it, Andrew?
Yeah, like what are we? So like the I think Becky mentioned the sunglasses earlier. Eric will sign those. Yeah. There's some headshots of each. So if you get a headshot of Greg, that'll be signed.
The ID cards as well.
The ID cards, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of options where all 4 of them are going to sign something, but there are a few. But there are individualized ones.
Yeah.
on the actor basis.
I can tell you, if any of the fans get any with all our signature, like with our signatures on them together, they're as rare as hen's teeth. And that means they're really rare. Because we just don't get together that much. I did 5 photos when I had Eric and Charlie and myself together, and we signed them. Look of us were in our cities, I think, when we're in Utah, and I gave 4 of them away to very special fans who had. And I auctioned one for a charity, and someone paid $500 for it because they wanted it that much, and I auctioned it and then gave the money to the Cancer Council of Australia, because every year I run a special morning for the Cancer Council. And they're as rare as hen's teeth. And those pictures will never be repeated. And I imagine the one Andrew's got that he'll get us to sign, that'll be it. I won't sign any more of those after we do those to make them even more special. We might do other ones with the 3 of us, but those ones you get, or the 4 of us, will be so special. Andrew, I'm not trying to I'm upselling them for you here, mate. They're going to be so special because we just don't do it. It's to get the 3 of us to sign something, or the 4 of us to sign something with Rebecca there is really rare, and they just don't come along. Fans have asked me, "Oh, can I get one of the 3 of you? Can I get one of those?" No. Once they're done, and that we do 5 or 10 or whatever, that's it. We don't do another 5 or 10 the same. They're very, very limited editions to keep them special. I like doing it that way because it's really special for the fans as well. If it's going to be something like that, and I change my photos every now and then, which I have at Comic-Cons, to try and give fans different ones as well and keep them special. So Andrew's stuff's really special, or the stuff that Andrew's got through Resurrection is really special stuff. We won't be signing it again. We won't be doing it again. So if you want it, you should get it.
Yeah. Now's the time.
And it's super impossible to get you guys all together.
I have 2 last questions. Right. Blue, hey, how are you doing? We already had the favorite character from Resident Evil question, Blue. It's Barry, of course. But we have two last questions. One is, what do you think about like a Crocodile Dundee Resident Evil crossover?
I would love it. I would love it. I've got an AI of me wrestling I put it up the other week because someone asked, I get an AI of me wrestling a kangaroo and a crocodile. Yeah, actually, before Andrew started with this, I'm not trying to cut across Resurrection. I actually spoke to my friend in Capcom, and he was pushing, but Capcom didn't come back. And I said, why don't you do you remember Sylvester Stallone did the Expendables, and they had all the old all the old heroes. They had Arnie, they had Bruce Willis, they had Costner, I think. And I said, why don't you do like an Expendables version of Resident Evil 1 where you bring back the original guys because everyone else has failed, kind of thing, and bring back the original guys and do something. And they never, and he loved it, but he reckons the hierarchy just didn't show any great interest.
You know what? I might
For some reason, they
interview.
don't want to have anything to do with you guys.
I might interview the director of Resident Evil 9 in August, and I'm gonna ask him that question.
You're breaking up a little bit, Andy.
Yeah, can you still hear me? Hello.
Yeah,
Just sounds like techno.
Oh no, that's a. Oh, God. Is it better?
Something about August, you said, wasn't it?
Yeah, is it better or is it still like...
It's still pretty bad.
God, I hate this. That happens. Okay, I have to... Okay, no, I tried to finish up. I was saying I'm going to meet probably the director of Resident Evil 9 in August. And I'm going to ask him this question. What does he think about like Expendables kind of bringing the old cast back?
He said he's going to meet with the director of the new Resident Evil 9 in August, and he's going to ask him about your thing you were just talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
Essentially,
Yeah,
what we're doing. He's gonna ask them. He's gonna ask that guy, why haven't they done it? Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know. But anyway, look, I'm happy just to have any opportunity that comes, and I'd hate to do anything now that cuts across Andrew. So I'm happy to just roll with what happens, and let's make August happen. It'd be great fun. I think I'll be exhausted. I'll come back and sleep for a week. Andrew's got a pretty good schedule, pretty tight schedule.
We're gonna be tired.
Okay, I have to restart my Discord real quick. I'm back in a second. So, ganz kurz, hört ihr mich alle noch? Ist da noch alles okay? Ich hoffe, ja. Jetzt hört ihr niemanden mehr da. Das ist doof. Ich beeile mich, das neu zu starten. Das ist halt echt doof. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Is it better?
Yeah, much better.
I'm sorry, that's just this garbage computer. But yeah, okay, now I can see you. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I was just about to say, yeah, I asked him this question, and maybe let's see what he responds. So yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to let me know that one. I'm curious if he's even familiar with anything that we do.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he is. Why would
there might be an opening for Andrew and the team in Resident Evil 10. They might get you into direct Resident Evil 10.
Whatever. Okay. They don't like outsiders. It's a very inside club.
Yeah, let's wait. Good things can happen.
You can always become an insider, Andrew.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
You have to be more optimistic, Andrew. You're almost a German, you know, like 9999.
I don't know if I want to be an insider. It just sounds so corrupt. Like, ugh, gross.
Welcome to the world.
Don't let the money corrupt you, Andrew.
I feel like just being independent and doing your own thing is far better than being subservient to some disgusting overlord that's going to make you want to do what they want to do. Like, fuck that. No thanks.
But then again, you could be corrupted with, anyway.
Okay, Greg, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for getting up that early, and thank you for everything. And I really hope we're going to meet the goal and it's going to happen, that resurrection is going to be a real thing. And yeah, thank you for everything.
Okay. Now, later on today, this is can we have a chat, mate, later on today?
Yeah, sure. Just give me a call or write me or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just want to a couple of things on a personal note, everyone out there. I just want to chat with him for a second. Okay. I want to give him a Barry sandwich. Yeah. Okay. I've got to go. I've got this, and I've got to go.
He's got
I'm off to have breakfast. I've got a Barry sandwich, and
make me a sandwich too.
My dog's even left me. Everyone's left me. He wants breakfast. He's decided it's time for breakfast. He's a Labrador, so Labradors have one thing in mind, or two things. Breakfast? No, three things. He has three or four things. He has breakfast in mind, at the beach, swimming and walking. And pats. Four things in a dog's life. He has all of them. Lots of pats, lots of beach. And Andrew's going to come across and visit us one day, aren't you, Andrew, at my beach?
I would love to come and visit you.
Yeah.
At your beach.
We should do that all at the same time and have a huge party at Greg's house.
Yes.
He's going, come on, let's go to the beach. Let's go to the beach. Let's go to the gym.
Yeah. Okay, Greg.
I think he looks like the dog Barry would own, Sydney. Our dog.
Yeah.
We named him after the capital city of Australia, Sydney.
Yeah.
He likes it because he thinks there's a Harvard Bridge named after him, an opera house. He's just stole my underwear. He's just walked out with my underwear in his mouth. Dog's life. Like, I just pick up a bit of underwear and walk around the house. I got my dad's underwear. Yeah, mate.
Grips, underwear, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should get personalised Barry Burton underwear, shouldn't I?
Dude, I'm sure someone would buy it somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Barry's
They would
face
sell,
in
like,
a particular spot.
Like hot
That's
cookies.
the
Just
next
make sure they're
book
red.
right there.
They're gonna be
I
red
think
underwear.
Barry underwear. You're missing out on a great merchandising thing there, Andrew. Barry underwear.
Get the Barry
With the
underwear.
Stars
Definitely a perk.
logo.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Stars logo on the backside and Barry's face on the front. I got it.
Yeah, with the
you go.
biohazard symbol on the.
Gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
Or a colt on the front. A colt. Yeah, Python colt on the front. I can see it now.
Okay. Dear God.
Well, I'm a marketing genius. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye,
Talk
Eddie.
to you later, Greg. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you for hopping
Thanks
on
again.
at this hour.
I must admit, when Addie talks and you're talking about the merch, you sound like the girl in Australia who does the TV selling of a nighttime. Your voice is very melodic and lovely, and it just flows along. And you sound just like the girl in Australia who does the TV merchandising of a night. We have one of those channels that sells all kinds of stuff like diamond rings and
The Antique
cleaners and
Roadshow or whatever? Is that what that is?
no. It's a sales. It's like a channel that just sells things.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think that's America, like the guy who sells the squeegee sucker-upper things and the
ShamWow?
Chamois. But then they have a girl who introduces all those people. Here we have the Chamois man. Here we have the Chamois man. He goes, the Chamois. And then the guy comes on with a hose that kind of goes all small, and when you turn the hose on, it gets really big. And well, Addie sounds like the girl who does intros on that. You can get a job doing
That's
that, Addie,
funny.
doing intros.
Yeah. Some of my
Could've
friends
put
would tell me that I sound like every voicemail like ever recorded. I like just like answering machine message. But yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I've got to go. And
For sure.
thanks for listening. Thanks for me. I just love raving on. So this is made for me. Anyway, I hope the
Thank you,
fans
Greg.
enjoyed it. That's the main thing. As long as the fans out there enjoyed it, get behind Andrew, get behind Addie, get behind the team of Resurrection, because it's a once-er, I think, isn't it, Andrew? It's one of those things that doesn't come along very often, and it needs to happen now. And and let's face it, if it happens in 5 years' time, Barry will be in a bloody walking frame, and that'd be no good. So it's got to happen now, because like Barry's getting older, and I don't know how he's going to go. Like he's nearly 70, and I don't know. So you got to do it now, because Barry might be in a walking frame in 5 years' time. It'll look really bad. Come back here, you zombie! I'll get you.
Let's do it now.
Gotta do it now. I'll hit you with my walking frame. Okay. Then again,
You're not wrong.
I could have a walking frame with those machine guns built in. So yeah, I could see it happening. Okay, I'm gonna go. I've got to go. I'm getting the wind up. Okay, bye bye.
Sure.
Okay,
Bye,
thanks
Greg.
again.
Bye bye.
Got this. Okay.
He's just great. Becky, you can turn your camera on if you
Yes.
want
sure.
to. Yeah,
Sounds
I,
good.
that's great. Thank you.
Spared myself making a joke at his expense on the hose getting bigger.
So, okay, first of all, thank you, Go in Pale or Palle. Thank you for the 5 Subscriptions, für die 5 gegifteten Abos. Vielen lieben Dank. Thank you so much. Okay, I think we should talk about different perks so everyone knows what they can buy
Sounds
to
good.
support the project. So let's start up here. We have featured Eric signed sunglasses. So that's, I guess, just black sunglasses, typical Wesker sunglasses. Are those the same he's gonna wear in the movie. Yeah.
Yes.
The series.
Those
Yeah,
are
so
directed
they're-
actual shades. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones. They're the same kind that we bought for Oscar, the actor that played Wesker in The Keeper's Diary, and they're the same kind that he wore in the interviews last year and the crowdfunding video. So these are what will be ordered, and Eric will sign them. Probably on the lens itself, I would imagine, and then we, package them up and ship them out. Whoever gets that perk.
Also nochmal, just translated real quick. Also das sind die Wesker Sonnenbrillen, die Eric, der Wesker eben gespielt hat in Resident Evil 1, auch in Resurrection tragen wird. Und genau, die werden von ihm signiert und dann werden die an euch rausgeschickt. Kosten $90, also 78 Euro das Stück, und damit könnt ihr eben das Projekt unterstützen. Okay, then we have Backer-to-Backer Challenge. It's like $5. That's...
I'll let Beggy explain that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, for sure. So backer to backer challenge, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is sort of like an incentive for folks to, when they contribute, go ahead and ask a family member or a coworker or a friend to contribute with them. And as we sort of increase the number of total backers on the Indiegogo page, we gain more momentum. So that's just like an easy way of like, hey, if you want to ask someone to quickly contribute, they can get the $5 option or they can get the 10 at the every little bit helps. And then the 25 gives them a name in the credits. So those are just kind of like 3 easy options to ask like other folks. If they aren't necessarily Resident Evil enthusiasts, they can just kind of easily get them to contribute to making this project come to fruition. So.
Mm-hmm. Then we have thank you. Every little bit helps. That's $10. That's just to support the project, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then the backer credit. That's if I see this right, they will appear in the credits, right?
Yes.
Yep.
For $25. Also ihr seid dann im Abspann drin. Then we have the original soundtrack access. For $40, also 35 Euro, you'll receive the MP3 files. I ask you for vinyl, Andrew. Where's my LP?
I wish. You can burn the MP3 on the vinyl if you wish.
Yeah, I don't have a vinyl press. But yeah, the soundtrack. So who's, can you already tell who's composing it? Who's doing the soundtrack?
It'll be Dwayne. Dwayne, again, the same person that did The Keeper's Diary, and he also did the music for Brandon's documentary.
Yeah, and he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's really good.
Yeah. Then we have the audiobook. Beggy, you want to...
Yes. So this is so there is a Resurrection novella perk, and the novella is the full printed book form of the story with nothing cut. So it's like my fullest, truest, like original vision of the story. And then along with that novella, there is also an audiobook for the novella. So you could listen to it as you follow along in the book. And the actual novella perk is separate, and then this audiobook you can get separately. And if you get them both together, you can kind of just like use them together. So
That's awesome. Are you going to read it or
yes.
someone else? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Then we have the 4K digital and early access for $50. That's, yeah, you get the backer credit and have early access to the series.
Yeah, probably going to be like a private streaming watch party kind of thing, I would imagine. But yeah. Yep.
And then they'll get the like the actual digital version for themselves to keep as well.
Okay.
So
Then we have an exclusive call with you, Beggy, right?
yes. So I've had several folks redeem this. We've had really good talks about the story and everything Resident Evil. I am down to talk about anything that you would like in terms of horror, RE, resurrection, writing process, and the like. So yeah, and I've had some folks have multiple calls with me, and it's been fun. So that's like another one. If you want to find out more about the story, I see that Michael in chat has a really good question. Why did we decide to set the film after Village? Wouldn't a plot after Code Veronica, which ignores the sequels, be much better for a classic Resident Evil story? So maybe it would be, but there is definitely a way to integrate classic elements like zombies and classic Biohazard Crisis elements in the modern day. And it's also a kind of good way to bookend the series. So if you look at The Keeper's Diary, our last short film, as kind of like one of the very traditional, sort of like very faithful adaptations of a file in Resident Evil at the very beginning, with the first transformation of someone into a zombie that is documented into a file. You can look at Resurrection as sort of like a final showdown, is like, so it's like kind of like The Keeper's Diary and Resurrection are almost like the beginning and the end. And the end can certainly have more traditional elements like that too. So you will also see like bioweapons in the vein of like animals. People had asked about like spiders and such earlier, and we have like a very specific take in terms of that. And we also have zombies returning more so in a traditional capacity with like a slight twist. And we think that could work really well with showing where all these characters would be now. What would Rebecca be doing now? Where's Barry? What's Jill up to post RE5 and post like kind of like Death Island time? So we kind of wanted to take that route with this story.
Yeah.
So
And they're
Andrew,
all old.
sorry.
I just said yeah, and then they're all old too. So
Yeah, it also matches their ages. So
That's true. So what can you tell us about the physical copy, Andrew, for $60?
the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
If
any
you get a
other? Is there
Blu-ray,
like a 4K Blu-ray too, or like a DVD, or only the Blu-ray?
I think Blu-rays are 1080, but it'll be a 4K file that we're sending the company. I don't know. I think we tried researching to see if we can somehow make a 4K digital perk, because there's Blu-ray discs and there's 4K disc, 4K Ultra.
yeah,
But apparently 4K Ultra is not as common and they're harder to do.
Right.
So we went with Blu-ray. But Blu-ray, even though Blu-rays are 1080, we're sending them a 4K file, and they're going to be putting both the series and the Keeper's Diary on the disc. So if you get the Blu-ray, you will be able to watch the full series and the Keeper's Diary as well.
Okay.
yes.
Then we
And
have.
speaking of that
Oh,
too, I
sorry.
wanted to say thank you to. We have like a couple of new contributions. So Marco, I believe, was in chat as well. Grabbed a Blu-ray physical copy of the series. Thank you so much. And then we also got a backer credit from Vanessa, who's also hanging out in chat. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Danke.
you. Sorry, I just got confused in my head because I'm switching between German and English in the chat in between that.
No worries.
Okay, sorry. Okay, then we have 5 posters, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a bunch
There's a
of different
lot.
posters.
Yeah.
So, but it says temporary image, so it's not gonna be the image you can see here.
Right, because we still have to capture the image when they're here on set.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
On set. Okay, and is it signed or is it just the poster?
It's just the poster, because after I take the picture, it's going to be about a month or two before I can
okay.
have the stuff all done up, and everybody will be gone by then.
Yeah.
So
There are some other signed posters as well. There are a couple of them that are signed by everyone. So there are a couple of posters for Chris and Wesker promo that are actually signed by Greg, Charlie, Linda, and Eric all together. So those are there.
Yeah, with
Yep.
here the signed poster. It's only 25. 25 for Chris, for Charlie in his Stars uniform. One with the classic leather jacket, then the Zippo poster. I really like the leather jacket poster. It looks really
a lot
cool.
of people do.
Yeah.
That was one of the popular ones.
Yeah, a lot of posters that Charlie's. Oh my God, I didn't see that the Linda signed basketball photo. That's
Yeah.
that's cool. Wait,
That
let
one's super popular.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah, I wonder why.
yeah. Wait, let me. How can I go back? Ah,
And you, what are
Oh.
you, 9?
wait. Made a mistake. So, okay. Several posters, and then we have the signed ID cards.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, they're all signed, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see, what do we have? The Resurrection storyboard. So is it like a storyboard on paper, or is it an animated
Digital.
storyboard? Digital, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to make it clear so everyone knows. Okay.
And those are all done by Baz. So every single like shot of the film, like the 1 hour long film series, was storyboarded, drawn as a storyboard shot by Baz, who's actually a moderator on our channel. And she did so much work on those storyboards. And now if you want that kind of raw form of the animatic of the whole series, you can get every single shot as a storyboard with that perk.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So then we have another poster. We have the script, the digital script, early access.
Yep.
Will there be a signed script too, or only the digital one?
I could maybe put my signature on like those that we send out, just like on the cover page. If we get requests for it, because we actually
Yeah.
had questions about that for the storyboards as well. So
Ah.
we'll have to see.
Oh, we have a T-shirt.
Yep. T-shirts.
Okay, pretty cool for 87 euros, so $100.
Yep.
Then here's the Resurrection novella perk you talked about,
Mm-hmm.
and signed the Keeper's Diary movie poster. So only
Yep.
10 available. If you didn't claim it the last time, that's the last chance, right?
I only have like 10 left, and they're signed by me, Charlie, and Gracie, who played Jill in that.
Pretty cool. A hoodie
Mm-hmm.
for 150 or 130 euro. Then a pretty cool crew picture of all of you
Yeah.
in front of the helicopter.
Oh, that one's actually a call with the with like one of us. So it's like a cameo.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, or not a call. It's a personalized video message with one of us.
I see.
Yeah. And then
Still, the
Beeser
picture's
did
cool.
the photo. Yeah, he did the composite.
Yeah.
Then another Stars poster. So,
Yeah. So
Oh,
this will be one where we get them all on set to take pictures, and
was it
it'll
when
be like
I was
an
there?
official. This
This picture?
the
yeah?
thumbnail image, yes, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not the one we're using.
Oh, that's not the one. Okay. So it's all. Yeah, it says temporary image. Yeah.
So when we have them here on set getting poster photos, we'll use those photos to composite an actual Stars image.
Okay. Then.
Yeah.
Albert custom cameo. What's this? What are all the cameos? Style
It's like a
videos from the-
personalized video message.
Oh, I see,
About
yeah.
a minute, 2 minutes long. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, you can have a message from Wesker, from Eric, from Charlie, Greg, and Linda. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, and Joe White is also part of the team, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the actor who spoke Chris in the remake, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we have signed headshots,
Mm-hmm.
all of them. A Zippo.
And these are,
Oh, sorry.
I was just say those are the images we'll use for the headshots.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. And yeah, the Zippo. That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's a popular one.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Charlie signed Zippo lighters actually sold out the first batch. Now this is like the restocked like second batch. But yeah, those are super cool.
I was about to say it's only 2, but if it's a second batch, then it's wow.
32, yeah, have been.
Yeah, that's
taken.
pretty cool. Then we have another signed poster or posters. Oh,
These are the ones that they're all signed.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. Gonna sign. Okay. And 4 paintings. What about those paintings?
Yes, so these are gorgeous paintings. We love our paintings in Resident Evil. So we had Chick, the artist. He is like a really talented painter, and he has like a few different visual styles that he's good at drawing in. He actually created these thematic paintings that are going to appear in the series. In one of the episodes, in one of the rooms, you will see them. So we're actually offering those paintings as a full set of posters, a set of 4 in particular. And they have a very like poetic sort of romantic style to them. And yeah, and that's like the full set. If you want to like hang them up in your house or whatever, then it's available.
That's nice. Then there is an exclusive call with the production team. Private call with Charlie, Greg, with all of them, right? Almost.
Just with Charlie
Oh.
and just with Greg.
And with Joe.
And with Joe, yeah.
And
Yeah.
with Joe, yeah.
I love the Charlie's picture. With the whistling cigarette.
Yeah.
Then, background extra for a bar scene.
Yep.
That's pretty
Yes,
cool.
I think one of those is left.
Yeah.
So there's a chance to be in one of the bar scenes and like officially join the cast. And yeah, I think there's one remaining if you still want to officially join the cast for this project.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would love to be there. It's just I have to work because of Gamescom, unfortunately.
Gamescom time, yeah. That is going to
Yeah.
overlap.
Yeah, because Andrew's poor planning didn't think about me.
Oh man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Then visit the film set.
Yep.
Star signed video game. Ooh.
Yes.
So
That
what's
was
that?
also a
They
popular
all
one.
signed. They all signed the game, right?
Yep.
Right. So this would be signed by OG Rebecca, OG Barry, OG Chris, OG Albert. And yeah, this one also a batch of 10 sold out, and now we have another batch of 10 that's going.
Yeah, because that's rare to have them all signed.
It's very,
the
very
game,
rare, yeah.
Ertan, danke dir für die 240 Superchat. Und Andi, Dankeschön für das Grüßen von Barry. Habe ich gerne gemacht. Vielen lieben Dank. Danke für deinen Support, mein Lieber. Dankeschön. Then Assistant Producer, 7 claimed. Wow, that
Yes.
was the one that Mike claimed, right, my friend? Or was it
Oh, he
Associate?
actually claimed the associate. So
Oh.
assistant is like half of associate, and it gives you an IMDb credit, and it gives you a special credit in the film for assistant producer, and it also gives you a Blu-ray and a novella. So it's kind of like a halfway to associate that you could still get your IMDb page credit for.
That's pretty cool.
And then
we
Mike
have
grabbed
yeah.
the associate.
the Associate, yeah. Already 9. Wow. And the Executive Producer as well. 4 claimed. Wow. So
Yeah.
that's your chance to get your IMDb credit.
Still waiting on that sponsor.
Sponsor, yeah. Pepsi would be amazing because that would be
Wayne's
such a
World.
90s thing. But
Right.
yeah, so I know someone who worked for Coca-Cola. I mean, I could. Give him a call.
Why?
I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah.
Maybe
Trying to
I don't
convince
know.
JJ. I'm trying to get JJ to convince G Fuel, but I don't know.
Yeah, why not? Stars Fuel.
I don't know if they're gonna bite.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, here's the Charlie signed Zippo was sold out. Name a character in the film.
Yes, that was one.
That
We
was-
might make a few more of those available.
That was brave. I mean, imagine someone would be like, Okay, I want to name someone Bongo the Clown, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. We're like any names that aren't like really absurd or distracting are
Yeah.
probably fine, you know?
Yeah. Okay, and yeah, that's it. I mean, there's something for everyone. I
Yeah.
think, really. I mean, if you, to be honest, I think the Zippo is the coolest thing. But
Yeah.
I mean, there really is a lot for everyone. So if you weren't sure before, now you know what you can grab, and please support this project, because I think it's the last opportunity to see them all together, the old cast, and I really think I have a good feeling. I have a really
do
good
too.
gut feeling.
Yeah.
Well-
If it goes anything like it did with the Keeper's Diary, and we get a big bump in the last couple days, we might hit our goal. But I don't know how well that's going to translate with the goal being so much higher, but
Very
that
true.
is what happened with Keeper's Diary. So
Right. It's kind of like it's a psychological and confidence thing too, of like, hey, if we could raise 100K and if we could raise 125K, we could probably do 75 more, right? So it's a thing of like, hey, we've gotten to this point. Now look at how much is remaining, and if we were to do something like as simple as, hey, everyone that has contributed so far, how about we get as many of you as possible, as those who have the means, of course, to like grab a Blu-ray or grab like an additional poster, that would literally raise the campaign like 20 to 30,000 right there.
Yeah.
If everyone that because it's incredible how generous this community has been getting here. There are some folks that have gotten every single perk that's on this page. Like every single time we post a new one, they just grab it, and they've gotten like 12, 13, 14 perks. And it's incredible. But it kind of shows you the power of the community, that like if we're able to make it this far, what's to say that we can't make it all the way to the end, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So-
I think it's a great project, and to my community, please help make this happen. Of course, if you, for whatever reason, can't afford it, no, but tell your friends, share it on social media. Maybe ask your mom as a present for your birthday or something. I don't know, to get something.
That'd be great.
Yeah, but I'm sure. I say yes. Just because I want to shoot those other scenes. For
that's
the
right.
unit.
Yeah. So Andy will be a second unit person filming some scenes for us overseas where he's at. So if you really like Andy and you want to support the project, he's directly involved with the project.
Yeah, if you
For sure.
There you go.
if you don't support it, you hate me. That's what Andrew said.
There you go.
100%.
Yeah.
By the way, Serial Toxic in chat was asking earlier. They were saying, I write horror stories and would want to write a screenplay. Are there any tips from you as a beginner? I meant suggestions in my first question. If you got any suggestions for beginners who want to write a screenplay. I think one of my biggest pieces of advice is just reading other screenplays. Is like reading screenplays in the genre, or like roughly in the genre of what you're inspired by or what you're trying to create, because you start to understand what makes sense to fit on the page. And for me, like I like to be really descriptive, so that was very difficult for me. It's more so about being frugal and being really economical with your words, using as little as possible, because you only have maybe you only have 50, 60 pages, right? Maybe you only have 100 pages. And to make the most of those, it's just kind of like you're trying to convey the maximum amount with the minimum information. And I guess my other big suggestion and tip is to read a couple good books on structure. And so like study the 3-act structure, study how stories have a setup and they have some pivotal moment leading into a second act and then a third act, all that kind of basic stuff. And having a character have some core flaw or issue and then have that be reversed and have it be their strength by the end of the story. You want to see some significant character development and growth in there. So I would recommend consuming books that teach you more about that. And there are a lot of good ones. But yeah, if you want to talk about this more, we could totally do a call if you grab that perk. I've actually been talking with a lot of writers on those calls for the people that have redeemed those, which makes sense because it's like you're sharing ideas with folks who like the same series and are also writing original stories. So, but yeah.
Yeah,
No problem.
great advice, definitely. So, is there anything else you want to add? You want to say, both of you? Now's the chance.
Yeah, no. If you've supported the project already, thank you for your support.
Thank
if you've been sharing it and getting it out there, thanks for doing that as well. Yeah, and thanks for having us on the stream today.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting us. I wanted to say this is like we have shown this to our team, like the animatics. We have like previous animatics, kind of like we had for the Keeper's Diary, of like what the whole film will be and what each of the 4 episodes will be. And we've gotten really good feedback internally. This isn't something that we just want to have a couple of cute callbacks and fan service. No, we want to tell a really big, ambitious story, something that could reasonably be taken as canon, even though it is fan-made and it is unofficial and it is not for profit. This is like a really, really, really big piece of content that you would be getting that is unlike any other and will never be able to be created at this scope again. So that's just something that you could really look forward to. This is something we could watch for years and years, just like the Keeper's Diary. So, any chance to really make this, even with as high a goal as we have, we figured would be worth taking. So we're taking that. So thank you to everyone who is supporting and sharing this project so much. This has been my entire world for the last 18 months. So all of my focus has really been on trying to bring it to fruition.
Yeah.
Thank you. Andrew.
Thank you.
No, that was it. Just thank you for your support. And yeah, I mean, it's been an incredibly long journey to get here, and we'll see where we're going to end up in the next week or so. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you to all of you for supporting the project. And again, just share it, even if you can't support it because of your situation. I don't know. Just share it, let people know, let fans know. Go to message boards, go to maybe Capcom's Facebook page or Resident Evil page, and just let people know. Yeah. Okay, that's it for this evening. What time is it where you are?
For me, 2:13. For Beggy, 3:13.
Okay. You have the
PM.
whole day ahead of you. Here it's almost 10:30 PM. So yeah.
I'm gonna try and do nothing today. It's been a long week.
Yeah, it's been a long one.
Okay, ja, danke an euch nochmal. Vielen lieben Dank auch nochmal für die Subs, Resubs, für alles, was ihr gehabt habt. Ich weiß, heute konnte ich das so schlecht lesen. Auch nochmal an The Husband 2602 für die 13 Monate Unterstützung. Vielen lieben Dank. Danke euch, und wir sehen uns dann regulär wieder am Mittwoch mit Stellar Blade. Und da freue ich mich schon drauf, mit der PC-Version. Bis dahin, haut rein. Goodbye. Ciao, ciao.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen.